Hi guys, it's Sunday, it's January 21st. So I've been going in and out of the house all morning. I started out by cleaning my house. I had to sweep up my floor. I got hardwood floors and I have tile. So working 5 days a week, I get lazy about cleaning the house. And that makes me feel pretty bad. It's just a pileup of dust on my floors, under my sofas, which I cleaned. I touched base with my friend Lisa, and she said that her son is recovering and he also needed new glasses, and his face and lips area is a little swollen, but other than that he's doing fine. So I just wanted to touch base with her and let her know that I do care. You know, this could have been my son when he was that age, you know. So we haven't discussed about when we're gonna meet. So I'll leave that on her end. I'll leave that on her court. When she can, she'll let me know. And hopefully I'll have no plans during my weekends. So I had to get air on my tires of my vehicle. I was getting the signal from my dash telling me that a couple of my tires were low in pressure. So I put I put a few pounds on all 4 of them, and they're almost all even. I noticed that when I drive, the temperature of the tire goes up, so that affects the overall pressure, the tire pressure. So I really don't have any plans right now. There's a few things that I need to do, one of which I already done. But before I continue, I want to say thank you to all of my subscribers, and also to those people checking out my channel for the first time. If you guys see something or hear something that resonates with you guys, please consider on subscribing. As you know, I don't have the most elaborate YouTube. I don't have any wild things happening, no arrest warrants, no super car chases and people disrespecting one another. I just have a simple YouTube. We'll be right back with more.
I'm not suggesting anything so complicated.
So this morning after I cleaned up the home, I had to segregate my recyclables. My blue bin is about 2.5 feet long by 2 feet wide, maybe 3 feet long and 2.5 feet wide. It was full of plastic water bottles, empty water bottles, that have been piling up for the past, I would say, 2 months. And it was overflowing the bin. And the community does not recycle, guys. And it was just piling up in my garage in the bin. So finally this morning, after I cleaned up, I emptied the bin of all the empty recyclable water bottles and put them in hefty garbage bags. And that's what I'll do for a while until I'm ready to take them to the recycle center or wherever. I know that one of my neighbors, that's what she does. I gotta get with her and see where that place is, so I can drive there once a month and dump them. Yeah, so I don't have any plans. I'm just gonna go for a nice little Sunday drive, not too far away. And it's still a beautiful day. The sky does have some regular clouds in the distance. Yesterday was more clearer, and I think yesterday was a little bit more warmer. Today, it's 54 degrees here. And I wanted to change my jacket after I got back from putting air in my tires, because the jacket I had, I was feeling too claustrophobic and I was a little bit too warm. This vest is a little bit thinner, a little bit lighter. I can breathe. If I do decide to go for a walk, I'm not going to venture too far away. I'm going to be right around town. So I have nothing that I need to buy, so I'm going to stay away from retail stores. I just want to go for a nice little ride in the country. That's it. I wish I had my Mercedes convertible to do this, but I don't. Right now, I've been scoping out older AMGs, like the first ones I used to have. I did see a red one, but quite frankly, they were asking too much money for it. And for the same price of that, I saw a newer one. The red one was a 2006. I saw a different one. It was black. It was immaculate condition. It only had 54,000 miles as opposed to the red one that had 75,000 miles. They were both asking the same price, and quite frankly, I clicked the interest button, and the dealership called me this morning, and I was just shooting the shits with him. I have no intentions of buying a car at the moment. After tax season, I'm going to see where I am financially, and then I'll make that move. I do miss my white one, but I did have some reservations about it, so I sold it. I don't plan on selling this vehicle. I want to keep this as my daily driver, and then when I get another AMG, an older one, under $20,000, I'm going to use that as my Sunday or weekend vehicle just to cruise the countryside, because these roads are the best for driving with your top down. I'll include a picture at the end of this video of the black one. These cars are always for sale somewheres by some dealerships. There's never a shortage of it, so therefore I'm not in a hurry. Right now I have no car payment, and I haven't had a car payment in a while, so I like to keep it that way. Traffic is medium. It's Sunday. Many people may have this day off. I know that retail in Florida is open 7 days a week, like most places. And speaking about retail being open on the weekend, I remember when I was a kid, okay, stores were closing early on Sundays. Malls were closing at 6, supermarkets were closing at 7, and before the late 70s, most stores were closed except gas stations and supermarkets. Everything else was closed. It was family day, okay? Some corporations still believe that Sundays are family days. That's changed. All stores are open every weekend. Malls are still closed at 6. My store where I work, they close, I believe, at 7 o'clock or 8 o'clock. Still, I think they should just shut down all the stores for Sunday. If you can't get your groceries done by Saturday, tough luck. All right? I think we should go back to the old-fashioned ways, but that's not going to happen because corporate greed. Corporate greed. Okay? The vice presidents and CEOs, they're the only ones that get to stay home with their families enjoying their children and their wives. While managers and employees, the working bees, they have to work. And they're the ones that suffer relationship problems. And their finances are no better than anybody else's. So I'm going to tell you guys what I had for breakfast. With my coffee, I had a small little piece of bread, about that big. It was like a little sub bread that they make little miniature sandwiches with. It was whole wheat. I sliced it down the middle and I put some cheese in it. Then I microwaved it. That was my breakfast. That was about 9:15 this morning. Okay, I haven't eaten anything yet. It's 1:05 now, and I'm not feeling it. I'm not feeling very hungry. I'm going to have the same dinner that I had yesterday. Yesterday I had salmon burgers with salad and a yogurt. That's it, guys. And before I went to bed, I made a cup of hot chocolate with marshmallows. That was it for yesterday. I'm trying to reacclimate my body to the lower calories, okay? And see what happens. My last resort would probably be diet products to help me lose weight. I only want to get to about 145. 145 is good. Right now I'm about 158 or 160. I hate saying those numbers, but I gotta be honest. So right now I'm going to another park. A couple of weeks ago I went for a drive to Brooksville, and I went to Floral City and then Brooksville, and I drove around Brooksville. It was kind of cool. Some steep hills there, guys. It's a good thing that in Florida we get no snow, because on these steep hills, if it snowed, we would have a lot of accidents. So on the way back from Brooksville, I noticed that there was a park. There was a park, and I wanted to stop back then, but it was getting kind of late, so I didn't stop. But now I'm going to go back to that park and just go for a nice little walk. I got my scarf here, okay, and I got my gloves in my center console, because it is nippy. It's 55 degrees here and it's windy. With the wind and temperature, it's gonna feel like it's colder than it really is. And I want to be comfortable. I called my apologize to her that I didn't give her my new phone number a couple of years ago. I just had some personal issues with my brother, but I shouldn't take it out on my aunt because I found them to be very close to one another, and I don't think she wanted to be. I don't think she wanted to be bothered with me. She's very tight with my brother, and I don't talk to my brother. Well, we don't talk to one another. And I called to apologize to her, and I gave her my number, but I have not heard from her. I'm not surprised. She's not very close to my mother, and they're sisters. Those two are exactly the same as me and my brother. Me and my brother were never very, very close, and her and my mother are not very close. There are always issues between them, just like there's always issues between me and my brother. But I did call my aunt up, and I apologized for not giving her my phone number when I should have. And the reason why I didn't was because she was very close to my brother, and I thought that there was a possibility that she would give my brother my phone number, and I don't want him to have my number. And this is my middle brother, not my younger brother. So I'm going to leave that where it is. I left her a message apologizing, and I told her if she wanted to call me, I'll be home. But she hasn't called since yesterday, and to tell you the truth, I don't think she's going to return my call. So I try. Anyways, yesterday after I got my trim, I thought that I was going to color my hair, but I gave it a great deal of thought, and if I start coloring it, that's just going to be something that I have to upkeep, and I don't want to keep doing it. One of the reasons why I stopped coloring my hair was because of all the chemicals involved in the color kit. Not good stuff, you know, a lot of ammonia, a lot of acidic stuff, a lot of chemicals. That's just not good for your scalp. You know, when you spill something in your skin or your scalp, they absorb whatever it is that they come in contact with. You spill something on your head that's got all those chemicals in there, it will get absorbed in your scalp. And you keep doing this over a period of time, it's got to have some kind of effect.
Don't wanna be a one-man woman. Got me stranded like a boat in the sand. Just the thought of not spreading my wings drives me crazy.
So I just overshot the park, so I'm going to make a U-turn over here and go back and then make my right into the park area. This looks like a big walking area here, so yeah.
Oh, I can sing, I can dance, I can learn the smooth moves. I would do anything you ask me to do. Jump out on the stage, get locked up in a cage, director. Glitter and it's such a glamour. Wanna impress me, show me real amour.
So down here, it looks like it's 58 degrees. It's 3 degrees more warmer than where I'm living. Why is that? I don't get it. Cars parked here. They have a children's playground, and then they have this pathway. They have the paved pathway that goes all around the whole entire park. I see some covered areas. I think there may be a church group here. There's a covered area with a lot of people sitting there. It could be a church. Being Sunday, it could be a church group that come here with children, but I don't know. So I'm going to get out and just walk around and see if I see anything interesting. It's 57 degrees here. It's not very cool now like it was back home. But I'll be talking to you guys soon. Around here, this is like a very open field, and they're playing some kind of game that resembles golf, but they walk around with a paddle and a small two-wheel carriage, and they hit it with a paddle, and then they advance to the next phase of the game. So the signs at each stage of the game says par 1 and par 2 and all that stuff. Pretty much like golf, but they don't have a golf club. They carry a wooden paddle. I never heard of that before in my life. Is it hand golf? I don't know. I have to apologize for my last statement because those are not paddles. They're Frisbees. And they have a cart to carry additional Frisbees. And then they throw it from one location to another one with markers. Each area they throw it to are markers, pretty much like a golf course. So they whip the disc like a Frisbee, and just by looking at it, it looks like they have to get to the closest to the marker that they can with fewer attempts. Pretty much like golf, but you have no club, you have no balls. All you have is a bunch of Frisbees, and not the same size Frisbees as the ones that they sell in stores. These are smaller by maybe 15% in size. It's quite the feat because it's such a big field, as you can see. Not something I would be interested in. Seems to be a family-oriented park. The field is very, very huge. It's split up. You have a tennis court, you have a basketball court, you have a kiddie playground here, and the field has a paved walkway that runs through it. And there are flag markers everywhere with space between them, pretty much like a golf course. And now from looking at it, a trailer pulls up here and you can play the game by renting the Frisbees and a hand cart that you tow with you. You get a number of Frisbees or discs, and you gotta throw it or make it fly like a Frisbee to the closest to the flags that you can. The people that get them closer to the flag with minimum attempts scores the lowest point. Like, for example, golf. If you can get to the end with least throws, then you will be the winner. It's not something that I'm interested in. I'm not into golf, but I can watch golf on TV. I can play tennis or pickleball, but I'm not turned on by this here at all. Alright guys, so I've been driving now for about an hour and a half, and as you can see, this side of the state is nothing but country and open road. And I'm driving carefully with my eyes on my fuel level because I don't want to just burn my time burning my gas. And I'm probably going to stop at the gas station, even though I'm just like maybe a couple of lines from the full. I'm going to stop and re-top it off, and then I'm going to go home and just chill out and watch a good movie. But I've been driving ever since I left the house, and you can drive forever. It's a perfect road for a convertible, no doubt about it. If you have a convertible, it's the best time to drive it because it's not hot out, it's not humid. It's about 56 degrees out here, and you can drive with the top down with your heat on, so it would feel like it's summertime. I did that a lot when I had my Mercedes, as you can see by my past videos. But these are the best roads. It's all country, pastures after pastures after pastures, and a lot of these roads behind me are new developments where they're building new homes. But if you want privacy and a new home, this is where you want to go, because the homes here are not like South Florida cul-de-sacs where the homes are right on top of each other with only 15 feet between each house. Here you're more like a couple hundred feet at least minimum, and a lot of these people, they own a lot of land, and even if you're building a home in the cul-de-sac, you're about maybe 50 feet minimum between the homes in the cul-de-sac, as opposed if you build a house in Sarasota or Bradenton or anywhere down South Florida. It's like, this is like open country here. Open country. And a lot of these acreages are privately owned. So this will be enough for me for today. And I'm going to go back home. I'm going to get comfortable. I got to get my paperwork ready to file my income taxes. And I got to get my ducks in a row. Even though I'm still early, you have up until April 4th or 6th to get your taxes in. So yeah, so hope you guys enjoyed the trip, and I'll be seeing you guys next week.